Welcome to the Growth Mindset Company channel, where we delve into the intricacies of procurement processes, contract management, and project execution with a keen focus on the expression of interest, EOI, across diverse sectors. Today, we're embarking on a comprehensive journey through the world of EOIs, from construction and IT services to consulting in landmark infrastructure projects like the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail. Our exploration is designed for everyone from industry veterans to newcomers, aiming to demystify the EOI process, highlight its critical role in the early stages of project planning, and provide you with the tools and knowledge to navigate these processes effectively. Through detailed discussions on technical competencies, financial and technical capacities, and the importance of regulatory and environmental compliance, we'll equip you with insights and best practices drawn from real-world applications. If you're passionate about understanding the mechanics behind successful project initiation and procurement strategies, or if you're looking to enhance your expertise in managing complex projects, this series is tailor-made for you. By subscribing to our channel and liking our videos, you not only join a community of like-minded professionals but also support our mission to provide valuable educational content that fosters a growth mindset within the industry. So, let's dive in together and unlock the secrets to mastering the EOI process across various sectors. Remember, your engagement through likes and subscriptions empowers us to continue delivering content that makes a difference. Join us on this journey at the Growth Mindset Company, and let's grow together.
An expression of interest, EOI, is a preliminary step in the procurement process under limited international bidding, LIB, allowing contracting authorities to shortlist potential contractors or service providers based on their qualifications before the formal bidding process begins. This approach is particularly relevant in specialized or high-value projects where the aim is to ensure that only the most capable and experienced entities are invited to bid. An EOI is essentially a request made by a client or project owner or principal contractor for potential suppliers, subcontractors, or business partners to express their interest in participating in a project or tender. It is not a commitment to bid, but an indication of interest in participation of the bidding process and capability to fulfill the project requirements. The primary purpose of an EOI is to streamline the procurement process by identifying qualified interested parties before a formal request for proposal, RFP, or invitation of tender is issued, thereby saving time and resources for both the procurer and potential bidders. Definition and purpose. An EOI is essentially a request made by a client or project owner or principal contractor for potential suppliers, subcontractors, or business partners to express their interest in participating in a project or tender. It is not a commitment to bid, but an indication of interest in participation of the bidding process and capability to fulfill the project requirements. The primary purpose of an EOI is to streamline the procurement process by identifying qualified interested parties before a formal request for proposal, RFP, or invitation of tender is issued, thereby saving time and resources for both the procurer and potential bidders. The expression of interest, EOI process offers several strategic advantages that streamline and enhance the efficiency of procurement, especially within the framework of limited international bidding, LIB. Here's a refined analysis of the benefits based on your research. Streamlining the selection of capable bidders. One of the primary benefits of an EOI is its ability to identify and shortlist capable potential bidders early in the procurement process. This pre-qualification step ensures that only those with the requisite experience, financial stability, and technical expertise are invited to submit detailed bids, significantly enhancing the quality of submissions and ensuring a match with project requirements. Aligning procurement with project constraints. The EOI process allows organizations to align the procurement process closely with key project constraints such as budget, quality, and timelines. By understanding the capabilities and interests of potential bidders upfront, procurement teams can tailor the bidding documents to ensure that the project's needs are met efficiently, without compromising on quality or exceeding budgetary limits. Enhancing procurement efficiency. A well-managed EOI process can significantly reduce time loss in procurement by eliminating the need to evaluate a large volume of bids, many of which may not meet the project's basic requirements. By limiting the number of detailed proposals to be reviewed, project teams can focus their efforts on evaluating bids that are more likely to be closely aligned with the project's objectives, thereby speeding up the selection process. Focusing the bidding pool. By requiring an EOI submission, organizations can effectively limit unrelated bidders from participating in the procurement process. This targeted approach ensures that only genuinely interested and suitably qualified bidders invest the time to prepare and submit proposals, thereby reducing the administrative burden on procurement teams and focusing the competitive environment on the most relevant entities. Ensuring confidentiality and protecting sensitive information. The EOI process offers the advantage of enhancing the confidentiality and non-disclosure aspects of the procurement process. By engaging only with a limited pool of pre-qualified bidders, organizations can maintain a higher degree of control over sensitive information related to the project. This is particularly important in sectors where confidentiality is crucial, ensuring that detailed project specifications and requirements are shared only with parties that have a genuine interest and capability to deliver. In summary, the strategic use of EOIs in procurement, particularly under the LIB framework, brings forth considerable benefits in terms of efficiency, quality control, and confidentiality. These advantages not only streamline the procurement process, but also contribute to a more focused, competitive, and secure bidding environment, ultimately leading to better project outcomes.
EOI process overview in limited international bidding. The EOI process in limited international bidding, LIB, is designed to verify the capabilities and interests of pre-selected bidders in a targeted and efficient manner. This process ensures that the project invitations are extended to entities most suited to meet the specific project requirements. The steps are as follows. Identification of potential bidders. Pre-selection of candidates. The client identifies potential bidders based on their qualifications, previous work, and expertise relevant to the project's needs. This pre-selection is grounded in thorough research and understanding of each potential bidder's capabilities. Direct issuance of EOI notice. Targeted communication. The client sends an EOI notice directly to these pre-selected entities. This notice includes detailed information about the project, submission guidelines, and the specifics of what information needs to be verified through the submission. Submission by interested parties, providing verifiable information. The invited entities, now informed of their potential role in the project, submit their EOIs. These submissions are focused on providing verifiable details about their qualifications, experience, technical and financial capabilities. Information crucial for confirming their suitability for the project. Verification of submissions. Thorough verification process. Upon receiving the EOIs, the client undertakes a thorough process to verify the submitted information. This step is essential for confirming that the pre-selected bidders are indeed capable and ready to meet the project's demands, focusing on the accuracy and reliability of the information provided. Shortlisting and invitation. Invitation based on verified information. Entities whose submissions have been verified and deemed to meet the project's requirements are then shortlisted. These shortlisted candidates are invited to participate in the subsequent stages of the procurement process, such as tendering or directly receiving a request for proposal, RFP. By inviting submissions from pre-selected entities and concentrating on the verification of their capabilities and interests, the limited international bidding process aims to streamline procurement, ensuring it is both efficient and targeted towards obtaining the best possible outcomes for the project. The expression of interest, EOI, submission process is a critical step for entities aiming to demonstrate their capability and interest in a project. It serves as their first opportunity to make a strong impression on the project owner or client. Here's a detailed overview of what information and documentation are typically required in an EOI submission, ensuring that interested parties can prepare effectively and comprehensively. Company profile. Overview. A concise introduction to the company, including its history, mission, and values. This section sets the stage by providing a snapshot of the company's identity and ethos. Structure and size. Information about the company's size, organizational structure, and global presence if applicable. This helps the client assess the company's capacity to undertake projects of different scales. Past experience. Relevant projects. detailed case studies or summaries of previous projects that are similar in scope, complexity, or sector to the one being tendered. This section should highlight the company's track record of success and relevance to the current EOI. References. Contact information for references from past clients or partners who can vouch for the company's performance and reliability. Financial stability. Financial statements. Recent financial statements, balance sheet, income statement, to demonstrate the company's financial health and stability. This reassures the client of the company's ability to manage the financial aspects of the project. Bank references. Letters or statements from banks or financial institutions that attest to the company's good financial standing. Technical capabilities, expertise and skills. An overview of the company's technical expertise, including specific skills or technologies that make it particularly suited to the project. This could encompass innovative approaches, specialized equipment, or unique methodologies. Personnel qualifications. Profiles of key personnel who would be involved in the project, highlighting their qualifications, experience, and roles in delivering successful outcomes. This may include the resumes of project managers, engineers, architects, or other critical staff. Additional documentation, certifications, and licenses. Copies of relevant certifications, licenses, or accreditations that demonstrate compliance with industry standards, quality assurance processes, or environmental and safety regulations. Legal compliance. Documents or statements confirming the company's compliance with local and international laws relevant to the project, including labor laws, environmental regulations, and anti-corruption policies. Submission format and guidelines. Adherence to guidelines. It's crucial for the submission to strictly follow the client's specified format, content requirements, and submission deadline. This demonstrates the company's attention to detail and ability to comply with project requirements. Clarity and conciseness. While it's important to provide comprehensive information, submissions should be clear, well-organized, and concise, making it easy for evaluators to assess the company's suitability for the project. Preparing an EOI submission involves compiling a detailed and compelling package that showcases the company's strengths, experience, and readiness to undertake the project. By carefully addressing each of these components, companies can effectively communicate their value proposition and establish a solid foundation for advancing to the next stages of the procurement process.
Incorporating a quality management system, QMS, plan and a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, into the expression of interest, EOI, submission can significantly enhance the credibility and appeal of your proposal. Here's how you can include these critical elements. Quality management system, QMS, plan. Overview of the QMS. Provide a summary of your organization's quality management system, emphasizing its alignment with international standards, example, ISO 9001. Highlight how your QMS ensures consistent quality in project delivery and customer satisfaction. Quality policy. Include your quality policy statement, showcasing your commitment to quality, continuous improvement, and customer focus. Quality objectives. Detail-specific, measurable quality objectives that are relevant to the project at hand. Explain how these objectives support project goals and client requirements. Process and procedures. Outline the key processes and procedures that form your QMS, including project management, design, procurement, and risk management processes. Highlight how these processes are monitored, measured, and improved. Roles and responsibilities. Describe the roles and responsibilities within your organization for managing quality. This includes the leadership team, quality managers, and any other key personnel involved in quality assurance and control. Documentation and records. Explain the documentation system used to maintain records of quality performance, including audits, corrective actions, and customer feedback. This demonstrates your organization's ability to track performance and implement continuous improvement. Non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Purpose of the NDA. Clarify that the NDA is intended to protect any confidential information shared between your organization and the client during the EOI process and subsequent discussions. This reassures the client that their sensitive data will be safeguarded. Scope of confidential information. Define what constitutes confidential information in the context of the project and the EOI submission. This can include technical data, financial information, business strategies, and other proprietary details. Obligations of parties. Specify the obligations of both parties in protecting the confidentiality of the information, such as restrictions on copying, disclosing to third parties, or using the information for any purpose outside the scope of the project. Duration of the agreement. State the period during which the NDA will be in effect, typically extending from the date of signing until a few years after the completion or termination of the project discussions. Termination and return of information. Include provisions for the termination of the NDA and the return or destruction of confidential information upon request or at the end of the agreement period. Incorporating QMS plan and NDA in EOI submission. Integration with submission documents. Clearly integrate the QMS plan and NDA within your EOI submission, ensuring they are easily identifiable and accessible. This can involve including them as distinct sections or appendices in your proposal. Highlight compliance and commitment. Use the inclusion of a detailed QMS plan and a robust NDA to highlight your organization's compliance with industry best practices and your commitment to protecting client interests. By including a comprehensive QMS plan and a carefully drafted NDA in your EOI submission, you not only demonstrate your organization's operational excellence and reliability but also build trust with potential clients by showing a strong commitment to quality and confidentiality.
Verification-oriented approach in EOI. When a client opts for verification over traditional evaluation in the expression of interest EOI process, the focus shifts from assessing and scoring submissions based on a set of criteria to verifying the authenticity, accuracy, and compliance of the information provided by the applicants. This approach emphasizes due diligence and factual confirmation, ensuring that the organizations expressing interest meet the minimum requirements and standards set forth for the project. Here's how this verification-centric approach impacts the key components and processes of an EOI. Emphasis on documentation and credentials. When implementing a verification-centric approach in the expression of interest EOI process, both document verification and credential verification play crucial roles. The thoroughness of this process ensures that all claims made by applicants are not only accurate but also legally and professionally valid. Here's a more detailed look at how these verifications can be conducted, including the significance of documents such as the power of attorney, POA, and other critical documents. Document verification. Document verification involves a meticulous review of all paperwork submitted to confirm its authenticity, currency, and relevance. This step is fundamental in establishing the legal and operational legitimacy of the applicants. Here's how it can be approached. Legal documents. Verification of legal documents includes checking the incorporation certificate, ownership documents, and any partnership or JV agreements. This ensures the entity legally exists and is recognized by law to conduct business. Power of attorney, POA. The POA is especially crucial as it authorizes an individual to act on behalf of the company in legal and financial matters related to the project. Verifying the POA involves ensuring it is legally valid, accurately names the authorized individuals, and is specific enough to cover the actions required under the EOI process. The POA's verification ensures that the person signing the EOI and any subsequent agreements has the legal authority to do so, thus binding the company to its commitments. Certifications and licenses. This includes professional licenses, industry certifications like ISO, and any regulatory permits. Verification involves checking these documents against issuing authority records where possible or using digital verification tools to confirm their status and validity dates. Financial statements. Financial documents are scrutinized to validate the company's financial health. This might involve confirming the authenticity of these documents with banks, auditors, or through credit check services, ensuring they reflect true and fair views of the company's financial position. Credential verification. Credential verification focuses on the human element of the EOI, ensuring that the team proposed for the project possesses the qualifications and experience claimed. This aspect of verification is pivotal for assessing the capability of the personnel to deliver on the project's requirements. Professional qualifications. verifying educational and professional qualifications of key personnel through direct contact with issuing institutions or through digital credential verification services. This may include checking degrees, certificates, and professional licenses to ensure they are genuine and relevant. Certifications. For specialized roles requiring specific certifications, e.g., certified project managers, safety officers, verification involves confirming the currency and relevance of such certifications with the issuing bodies. Experience claims. Verifying the experience and past project roles claimed by personnel can involve cross-checking with references provided in the EOI, or in some cases, public records or LinkedIn profiles. It's about ensuring the individuals have the experience and track record they claim to have in similar projects or roles. Importance of a rigorous verification process. The thorough verification of documents and credentials serves multiple purposes. Risk mitigation. It reduces the risk of engaging with entities or individuals that may not have the legal standing, financial stability, or technical capabilities to undertake the project. Compliance assurance ensures all parties comply with legal, regulatory, and project-specific requirements, protecting the project owner from potential legal and financial liabilities. Project integrity maintains the integrity of the procurement process by ensuring that all participants are qualified and capable, thus contributing to the project's success. The emphasis on document verification and credential verification in the EOI process is about building a foundation of trust and assurance. By confirming the authenticity and validity of crucial documents like the power of attorney and the qualifications and experience of key personnel, clients can proceed with the procurement process with confidence in the integrity and capability of the applicants. This rigorous approach underscores the commitment to due diligence and sets the stage for a successful project outcome. Compliance checks in the EOI process. Compliance checks during the expression of interest (EOI) process are critical to ensuring that all potential contractors or service providers adhere to the required legal and operational standards. This step is divided into two main areas: regulatory compliance and standards and certifications compliance. Let's delve into how these checks are conducted and why they're essential for a successful project. Regulatory compliance. Regulatory compliance verification ensures that applicants comply with all applicable local and international laws and regulations relevant to the project. This encompasses a wide range of legal requirements, including, but not limited to, environmental protection, labor laws, and industry-specific regulations. Here's how it's typically handled. Environmental laws. Verification might involve checking that the applicants have the necessary environmental permits and that their operations meet local and international environmental standards. This can include adherence to regulations on emissions, waste management, and resource conservation. Labor standards. Ensuring compliance with labor laws involves verifying that the applicants adhere to fair labor practices, including worker safety, minimum wage laws, and non-discrimination policies. This may require reviewing labor contracts, safety records, and compliance certifications from relevant authorities. Industry-specific guidelines. Depending on the project, there may be specific regulatory frameworks that need to be adhered to. For example, in the construction industry, compliance with building codes and construction standards is crucial. Verification here might involve checking for past compliance issues or reviewing certifications from industry regulatory bodies. Standards and certifications compliance. Standards and certifications compliance focuses on ensuring that applicants hold and maintain all necessary certifications and adhere to industry standards relevant to the project. This is particularly important for projects that require specific technical capabilities or quality standards. Here's how compliance is verified. ISO certifications. Many projects require contractors to have certain ISO certifications, e.g. ISO 9001 for quality management systems or ISO 14001 for environmental management systems. Verification involves checking the validity of these certifications directly with the issuing bodies or through accredited verification services. Safety standards. For projects where safety is a critical concern, verifying compliance with safety standards, e.g. OSHA standards in the United States, is essential. This may include reviewing safety records, incident reports, and safety management certifications. Project-specific standards. Some projects may have unique standards or technical requirements. Verification in such cases involves ensuring that the applicants have the necessary technical qualifications, equipment certifications, or software certifications required for project execution. Importance of compliance checks. Compliance checks play a vital role in the EOI process by mitigating risk. Ensuring regulatory and standards compliance helps mitigate legal and operational risks associated with non-compliance, such as penalties, project delays, or reputational damage. Ensuring project integrity. Compliance with laws, regulations, and standards is essential for the integrity and success of the project. It ensures that all work will be carried out to the required legal and quality standards. Protecting stakeholder interests. Compliance checks protect the interests of all project stakeholders, including the project owner, investors, local communities, and the environment, by ensuring responsible and ethical project execution. Capacity and resource verification. Operational capacity. Instead of evaluating the capacity based on narratives or proposals, verification involves confirming that the applicant has the necessary resources, such as equipment and facilities, through physical evidence or third-party confirmations. Financial health verification. Financial documents are scrutinized to confirm the company's financial stability, focusing on verifying liquidity, solvency, and financial performance indicators against stated figures or industry benchmarks. Incorporating letters of intent, LOIs, as part of the capacity and resource verification process can significantly enhance the evaluation of a bidder's capabilities and readiness for a project. Letters of intent, especially from suppliers, partners, or subcontractors, serve as a testament to the bidder's ability to mobilize the necessary resources and support for project execution. This addition reflects a nuanced approach to verifying an applicant's operational capacity and financial health. Here's how letters of intent can be integrated and the value they add. Operational capacity verification with letters of intent. Verifying resource availability. Letters of intent from suppliers or partners can provide concrete evidence of the bidder's access to critical resources, such as materials, equipment, or specialized labor. This is particularly valuable in projects requiring unique resources or in sectors where supply chain reliability is crucial. Confirming partnerships and alliances. Letters of intent from potential subcontractors or joint venture partners can substantiate claims of collaborative arrangements that enhance the bidder's capacity to deliver the project. This includes confirming the availability of specialized skills or technologies that the bidder might not possess in-house. Assessment of mobilization capabilities. Letters of intent can also indicate the readiness and willingness of third parties to mobilize resources in alignment with the project's timelines, offering a practical perspective on the bidder's project planning and execution strategy. Financial health verification with letters of intent. Supporting financial stability claims. In some cases, letters of intent may include commitments of financial support or intent to invest from financial institutions or equity partners. Such documents can bolster the bidder's claims of financial stability and capability to manage the financial aspects of the project. Enhancing credibility with financial partners. Letters of intent from banks or financial entities stating their intent to provide credit facilities or financial backing can serve as a strong indicator of the bidder's financial health and liquidity. This is particularly relevant in assessing the company's ability to manage cash flow and financing requirements for the project. Implementing letters of intent verification. Authenticity and validity checks. It's crucial to verify the authenticity of letters of intent, ensuring they are issued by reputable and capable entities. This may involve direct communication with the issuing parties to confirm their commitment and the terms outlined in the letters of intent. Relevance and specificity. Evaluating the relevance of the letters of intent to the project's specific needs and requirements ensures that the resources or support pledged are aligned with what will be required for successful project delivery. Legal and contractual implications. Understanding the legal standing of letters of intent and their enforceability is important. While not all letters of intent may constitute binding agreements, their legal context and the intent they represent can significantly impact the assessment of a bidder's capabilities. Incorporating a meticulous approach to verifying a bidder's project portfolio and conducting reference checks plays a pivotal role in the expression of interest (EOI) process, particularly under a verification-centric model. This approach ensures that the applicant's claimed experiences and competencies are not just accurate, but also relevant to the project at hand. Let's delve into the specifics of how these verifications can be conducted effectively, based on industry best practices and a thorough due diligence approach. Project portfolio verification. Authenticity checks. Begin with verifying the authenticity of the projects listed in the applicant's portfolio. This can involve checking project documentation, such as contracts, completion certificates, or public records that corroborate the applicant's involvement and the project's existence. Scope and scale comparison. Evaluate the scope, scale, and complexity of the projects listed against the requirements of the current project. This involves analyzing project specifics, such as project value, size, technical specifications, and the role played by the applicant, to ensure they align with the capabilities needed for successful project delivery. Outcome evaluation. Where possible, assess the outcomes of these projects in terms of quality, adherence to budget, and schedule. This might involve reviewing project reports, awards, or any recognitions the projects have received, which can serve as indicators of the applicant's ability to meet or exceed project expectations. Reference checks. Direct communication. Contact the references provided directly, prioritizing those most relevant to the project in question. This step aims to gather first-hand accounts of the applicant's performance, reliability, and professionalism. Structured query approach. Use a structured set of questions to assess the applicant's performance on previous projects. Inquiries should cover key areas such as project management capabilities, adherence to timelines and budgets, quality of work, and ability to resolve challenges. Cross-verification. Where possible, cross-verify the information provided by references with other sources, such as project reports, industry awards, or public reviews. This can help corroborate the references' statements and provide a more rounded view of the applicant's track record. Enhancing verification through digital platforms. Online project databases and industry forums. Utilize online databases and industry forums to gather additional insights into the applicant's previous projects. These platforms can offer unbiased reviews and discussions about the projects, providing a broader perspective on the applicant's reputation and performance. Social media and professional networks. Professional networking sites and social media platforms can also be valuable resources for verifying project involvement and gathering informal feedback on the applicant's previous work. Legal and ethical considerations. Confidentiality. Ensure that all reference checks and verifications are conducted with the highest regard for confidentiality, respecting any sensitive information shared by references or found during the verification process. Objectivity. Maintain an objective stance throughout the verification process, avoiding biases that might influence the assessment of the applicant's capabilities and performance. Balancing verification with evaluation. While verification focuses on factual confirmation, it can be complemented by evaluation aspects to ensure a comprehensive understanding of each applicant's potential. Hybrid approach. Some clients may use a hybrid approach, where verification ensures applicants meet minimum requirements, followed by an evaluation of qualitative aspects like innovation potential, project understanding, and strategic alignment with project goals. Dynamic verification. In cases where projects are highly specialized or innovative, verification processes might include dynamic assessments, such as site visits, interviews, or demonstrations to confirm capabilities and operational readiness. Balancing the process of verification with evaluation in the expression of interest (EOI) phase is a nuanced approach that allows clients to not only confirm the factual accuracy of the information presented by applicants, but also assess the qualitative aspects of their potential contribution to the project. This dual approach ensures a thorough understanding of each applicant's capabilities and how well they align with the project's objectives and values. Let's explore how this balance can be achieved effectively through a hybrid approach and dynamic verification methods. Hybrid approach: verification followed by evaluation. Foundation on verification. Initially, the process ensures that all applicants meet the essential criteria and requirements through rigorous document and credential verification. This step filters out those who do not meet the baseline requirements, ensuring that subsequent evaluations focus only on qualified candidates. Evaluating qualitative aspects. After verifying the factual data, the evaluation phase assesses the qualitative aspects of each applicant's submission. This includes their approach to innovation, understanding of the project's objectives, and how their proposed solutions align with the strategic goals of the project. This phase might involve assessing their methodology, project management strategies, sustainability practices, and any value-added services or innovations they propose. Weighting and scoring. In this hybrid model, both verification and evaluation components are weighted according to their importance to the project's success. This might involve assigning scores to different aspects of the applicant's proposals, including both their verified credentials and the qualitative evaluation of their potential to contribute to the project. Dynamic verification, beyond traditional methods. Site visits. For projects requiring substantial investment in infrastructure or technology, site visits to the applicant's facilities or ongoing projects can provide invaluable insights into their operational capabilities, adherence to safety and quality standards, and the real-world application of their stated methodologies. Interviews and demonstrations. Engaging directly with applicants through interviews or asking for demonstrations of their capabilities can be particularly useful for innovative or highly specialized projects. This allows the client to ask specific questions related to the project, gauge the applicant's understanding and commitment, and assess their readiness to tackle the project's unique challenges. Pilot projects or challenges. For highly critical or complex projects, clients might invite shortlisted applicants to participate in a pilot project or solve a project-specific challenge. This dynamic form of verification and evaluation provides a direct observation of the applicant's capabilities and how they approach problem-solving in real time. Advantages of balancing verification with evaluation. Comprehensive insight. This balanced approach provides a fuller picture of each applicant's capabilities, not just in terms of meeting the basic requirements, but also in their potential to excel in the project's specific context. Enhanced decision-making. By combining factual verification with qualitative evaluation, decision-makers can base their selections on a broader range of factors, leading to more informed and nuanced decisions. Flexibility and adaptability. The ability to tailor the balance between verification and evaluation according to the project's needs allows for greater flexibility and adaptability in the procurement process, ensuring that the selection criteria are aligned with the project's critical success factors.
Understanding limited international bidding, LIB. Limited international bidding, LIB, is a procurement method that strikes a balance between open international bidding and more restricted or direct selection processes. Unlike open bidding, where any interested entity can submit a bid, LIB involves inviting bids from a pre-selected list of suppliers or contractors. These entities are typically chosen based on their proven capabilities, reputation, and experience relevant to the project's requirements. Key features of LIB. Selective participation. Only those companies that have been specifically invited by the procuring organization are eligible to submit bids. This pre-selection is often based on an expression of interest (EOI) process, where potential bidders express their interest and demonstrate their qualifications for the project. International scope. While being limited in its invitation scope, LIB is international as it invites bids from across the globe, ensuring a wide range of expertise and potentially competitive offers, unlike domestic bidding which restricts participation to local entities. Focused competition. By limiting the number of participants, LIB aims to streamline the bidding process, making it more manageable and focused. This approach facilitates the evaluation of bids and can lead to more efficient decision-making. Non-disclosure and confidentiality. A critical component of LIB is the emphasis on non-disclosure and confidentiality agreements. Participants are often required to handle sensitive project information, making it imperative that they commit to confidentiality, ensuring that project specifics remain secure and that the bidding process is protected from undue influence or information leakage. How LIB differs from other procurement methods. International competitive bidding, ICB. Unlike ICB, where the bidding process is open to any qualified international entity willing to participate, thereby maximizing competition and transparency, LIB restricts the bidding to a pre-selected list of candidates. This pre-selection is typically based on a thorough evaluation of EOIs, aiming to combine the competitive advantages of international exposure with a more manageable and focused evaluation process. Direct selection or single-source procurement. This method involves directly appointing a vendor without soliciting competitive bids, offering simplicity and speed but potentially compromising on value for money. In contrast, LIB introduces a competitive element by inviting several pre-qualified bidders, ensuring a balance between efficiency and competitive pricing. Restricted domestic bidding. Similar to LIB in its restricted approach, this method confines participation to domestic entities, limiting the breadth of expertise and potentially the competitiveness of bids. LIB extends the opportunity internationally, inviting a broader spectrum of expertise while maintaining a streamlined participant pool. Interaction between LIB and EOI. The EOI process plays a crucial role in LIB by serving as the mechanism through which potential bidders are identified and shortlisted. Through EOIs, organizations can assess the market's interest and capabilities, ensuring that only those interested bidders with the necessary qualifications and experience are invited to bid. This not only enhances the efficiency of the LIB process but also contributes to the quality and relevance of the bids received, aligning closely with the project's specific needs and objectives. Limited International Bidding (LIB) offers a strategic procurement option for organizations seeking to combine the competitive advantages of international bidding with the efficiency of a more focused and manageable process. Through the use of EOIs, LIB ensures that the competition is among entities that are both interested in and capable of delivering the project's requirements, thereby optimizing both the process and outcomes of procurement activities.
Role of EOI in LIB. The expression of interest (EOI) process is integral to the Limited International Bidding (LIB) framework, serving as a preliminary step that precedes the formal bidding stage. The EOI process is strategically designed to streamline the procurement process under LIB by efficiently narrowing down the pool of potential bidders. This ensures that the subsequent bidding phase is both competitive and tailored to attract entities best suited to the project's specific requirements. Identifying qualified bidders. The primary function of an EOI within the LIB framework is to identify and qualify potential bidders who have the necessary expertise, resources, and capacity to undertake the project. By soliciting EOIs, organizations can gather detailed information about interested parties, including their experience, technical capabilities, financial stability, and understanding of the project scope. This information is invaluable in creating a short list of candidates that are not just willing but fully capable of delivering the project to the required standards. This phase is instrumental in ensuring that only those with the requisite expertise, resources, and capacity are considered for the subsequent bidding process. Here's a deeper look into how EOIs effectively identify qualified bidders. Gathering comprehensive information. The EOI process is designed to collect a wide range of information from potential bidders, which goes beyond basic financial data or company history. This includes technical expertise, information on the bidder's technical skills and expertise, particularly those that are relevant to the project's requirements. This may involve specific engineering capabilities, technological innovations, or experience with similar project types. Project experience, detailed accounts of previous projects undertaken by the bidder that are similar in scope, complexity, and sector to the current project. This helps in assessing the bidder's practical experience and success in managing and delivering projects. Resource availability, insights into the bidder's human and material resources, including the availability of skilled professionals and the adequacy of equipment and technology to fulfill project demands. Financial health, detailed financial information that demonstrates the bidder's financial stability and capacity to manage the financial aspects of the project, ensuring there's minimal risk of financial failure during execution. Qualifying potential bidders. The EOI process aids in meticulously screening potential bidders based on the information provided, focusing on alignment with project requirements, assessing how well the bidder's capabilities and experience align with the specific needs and challenges of the project. This ensures that only those who are genuinely equipped to meet the project's demands are considered further. Capacity for project delivery. Evaluating the bidder's capacity to deliver the project within the desired timeframe and budget, considering their current commitments, resource availability, and logistical capabilities. Quality assurance and compliance. Verifying the bidder's adherence to quality standards, regulatory requirements, and safety protocols, which are critical for ensuring project success and compliance with industry norms. Creating a short list of candidates. The ultimate goal of soliciting EOIs is to create a well-considered short list of candidates who are not only interested in the project, but also demonstrably capable of executing it to the required standards. This shortlist represents a group of pre-qualified entities that have been thoroughly vetted for their suitability, significantly streamlining the subsequent bidding process. Focused competition. With a shortlist in place, the competition in the bidding phase is between entities that have already shown they meet the minimum qualifications. This leads to a more efficient evaluation process and ultimately, to selections that are based on merit and alignment with project goals. Enhanced project outcomes. By ensuring that only qualified bidders are invited to participate in the bidding process, the likelihood of project success is significantly increased. Qualified bidders are better prepared to offer realistic bids, innovative solutions, and a commitment to quality and compliance, all of which are conducive to achieving project objectives. In summary, the EOI phase within the LIB framework is crucial for filtering through potential bidders to identify those with the best fit for the project's specific needs. By gathering detailed information and conducting a thorough evaluation, organizations can confidently proceed to the bidding phase with a selection of candidates that are both qualified and highly capable of delivering the project to its required standards.
Streamlining the bidding process. EOIs allow organizations to streamline the bidding process in several ways. Reducing volume. By pre-selecting a list of qualified bidders through the EOI process, organizations can significantly reduce the volume of bids they need to evaluate during the formal bidding stage. This efficiency is particularly beneficial for complex or large-scale projects where assessing a vast number of bids can be time-consuming and resource-intensive. Enhancing quality. EOIs help ensure that only those with a genuine interest and the right qualifications are invited to bid. This tends to enhance the quality of the bids received, as participants have already demonstrated a baseline level of competence and understanding of the project's demands. Fostering competition. Even though the pool of bidders is limited, the competition remains robust within the LIB framework. The EOI process ensures that this competition is among entities that are closely matched in terms of capability and suitability for the project, potentially leading to more favorable terms and outcomes for the procuring organization. Tailoring to project needs. The EOI process is a critical mechanism for ensuring that the pool of potential bidders aligns closely with the project's specific needs. By comprehensively outlining the project's scope, requirements, and criteria within the EOI documentation, organizations can draw interest from entities that are not just keen but also closely matched with the project's objectives. This precise alignment is essential for identifying partners or suppliers capable of delivering innovative solutions, specialized expertise, or unique benefits that are directly relevant to the project. This process is fundamentally about verification, verifying that potential bidders understand the project's scope and are capable of meeting its requirements. The emphasis on verification ensures that only those entities that have demonstrated a clear alignment with the project's goals and needs are considered further. This step is crucial for ensuring that the project attracts interest from entities that are not merely enthusiastic, but are verifiably aligned with the project's specific demands, thereby streamlining the selection process for more focused and effective bidding. Facilitating early engagement. Engaging potential bidders early in the process through an EOI allows for a better understanding of the market landscape and the availability of suitable interested parties to participate in the bidding process. This early engagement can provide valuable insights into the capabilities and interests of various entities, informing the organization's approach to the project and the subsequent bidding process. It also gives potential bidders the chance to familiarize themselves with the project, leading to more informed and targeted proposals.
The expression of interest (EOI) process is a critical initial phase in project tendering, allowing entities to identify and shortlist potential bidders based on their qualifications, experience, and capability to deliver on project requirements. This process begins with the preparation of detailed documentation and culminates in the invitation of shortlisted candidates to submit bids or proposals. The following flowchart outlines the structured steps involved in the EOI process, from the preparation of EOI documentation to the final invitation for bids, ensuring a transparent and efficient pathway for both issuing entities and interested parties. Prepare EOI documentation. This initial step involves creating detailed documents that are essential for the EOI process. These documents include the scope of the works, technical specifications, schedule, general requirements, and terms and conditions. This preparation is crucial as it lays the foundation for what is expected from potential bidders. Send EOI notice to capable potential bidders. Once the EOI documentation is ready, an EOI notice is sent out to capable potential bidders. This notice not only outlines the scope of the works, technical specifications, schedule, general requirements, and terms and conditions, but also serves as an invitation for these bidders to express their interest in the project. Submission of EOIs by interested parties. Interested parties respond to the EOI notice by submitting their expressions of interest. These submissions must include the company profile, past experience, financial stability, technical capabilities, and a non-disclosure agreement, NDA. Additionally, a budgetary offer based on the EOI notice must be included, providing a preliminary indication of the costs involved. Review EOIs for compliance. The submitted EOIs are then reviewed to ensure they comply with the requirements outlined in the EOI documentation and notice. This review process is critical to ascertain that all submissions meet the basic criteria for consideration. Meets requirements. This is a decision-making point in the process. If an EOI meets the requirements, the process progresses to the next step. If not, the entity managing the EOI process may either request additional information to clarify any uncertainties or decide to reject the EOI outright. NO request additional information or reject. If an EOI does not meet the initial requirements, the managing entity may ask for more information to fully understand the bidder's capabilities or may reject the submission if it fails to meet the necessary criteria. Yes, shortlist qualified candidates. Candidates whose EOIs meet the requirements are shortlisted. This group is deemed qualified for further consideration and may be invited to submit detailed proposals or bids. Invite shortlisted candidates for bids or proposals by issuing IFB. The shortlisted candidates are invited to participate in the next phase by submitting detailed bids or proposals. This invitation is formalized through the issuance of an invitation for bid, IFB, which provides detailed information on how to submit bids or proposals for the project. End of EOI process. The EOI process concludes once the IFB is issued to the shortlisted candidates. This marks the transition to a more detailed phase of project tendering or selection, where specific proposals or bids are evaluated.
Challenges and best practices in the EOI process. The expression of interest EOI process, while effective in streamlining procurement and project initiation, comes with its own set of challenges. Addressing these challenges efficiently is crucial for ensuring the process serves its intended purpose of identifying the best potential partners or suppliers for a project. Here are some common challenges organizations face during the EOI process, accompanied by best practices to mitigate these issues. Common challenges: ensuring the quality of submissions. One of the primary challenges is receiving EOIs that vary widely in quality, with many failing to meet the basic requirements or demonstrate the necessary capabilities. This variability can make it difficult to assess and compare potential candidates effectively. Managing a large number of responses. For projects with broad appeal, organizations may receive an overwhelming number of EOIs, complicating the evaluation process and increasing the administrative burden. Maintaining objectivity and fairness. Ensuring that all submissions are evaluated based on merit, without bias or favoritism, can be challenging, especially when dealing with entities that have previously worked with the organization. Communicating with applicants. Providing timely and constructive feedback to all applicants, especially those not selected for the next stage, requires significant effort and resources, but is essential for maintaining good relations and transparency. Best practices for conducting an EOI process. A well-conducted expression of interest (EOI) process is pivotal for identifying and shortlisting potential bidders who are best suited for a project's specific requirements. Implementing best practices at every stage of the EOI process ensures its effectiveness and efficiency. Here's a guide on essential best practices. Drafting clear and comprehensive EOI documents. Clear objectives and scope. Begin with a clear statement of the project's objectives and scope. This helps potential applicants understand the project's goals and whether their expertise aligns with its requirements. Detailed submission guidelines. Provide detailed instructions on the format, content, and submission process, including deadlines, contact information, and any specific requirements, e.g., necessary certifications or financial statements. Evaluation criteria. Clearly outline the criteria and any scoring system that will be used to evaluate submissions. This transparency helps applicants focus their responses on the areas that matter most. Strategies for engaging with potential bidders. Market research and outreach. Before issuing the EOI, conduct market research to identify potential bidders. Consider direct outreach to organizations that could be a good fit, encouraging them to participate. Information sessions. Host information sessions or webinars for potential applicants to learn more about the project and the EOI process. This is also an opportunity to answer questions and clarify expectations. Feedback mechanism. Establish a mechanism for providing feedback to all participants, regardless of whether they are shortlisted. Constructive feedback is valuable for unsuccessful applicants and fosters goodwill. Additional best practices. Continuous communication. Maintain open lines of communication throughout the EOI process. Update potential applicants on timelines, changes, or additional information to ensure they are well informed. Leveraging technology. Utilize digital platforms and procurement software to manage submissions, communications, and evaluations. Technology can streamline the process, making it more accessible and efficient. Review and improvement. After completing the EOI process, review the outcomes, feedback, and any challenges encountered. Use these insights to refine and improve future EOI processes. Adopting these best practices for conducting an EOI process can significantly enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of procurement activities. Clear documentation, effective evaluation, and strategic engagement with potential bidders ensure a transparent, fair, and competitive process. By continually refining these practices based on feedback and outcomes, organizations can foster better project results and build strong relationships with potential suppliers and contractors. Challenges and best practices in the EOI process. The expression of interest (EOI) process, while effective in streamlining procurement and project initiation, comes with its own set of challenges. Addressing these challenges efficiently is crucial for ensuring the process serves its intended purpose of identifying the best potential partners or suppliers for a project. Here are some common challenges organizations face during the EOI process, accompanied by best practices to mitigate these issues. Common challenges: ensuring the quality of submissions. One of the primary challenges is receiving EOIs that vary widely in quality, with many failing to meet the basic requirements or demonstrate the necessary capabilities. This variability can make it difficult to assess and compare potential candidates effectively. Managing a large number of responses. For projects with broad appeal, organizations may receive an overwhelming number of EOIs, complicating the evaluation process and increasing the administrative burden. Maintaining objectivity and fairness. Ensuring that all submissions are evaluated based on merit, without bias or favoritism, can be challenging, especially when dealing with entities that have previously worked with the organization. Communicating with applicants. Providing timely and constructive feedback to all applicants, especially those not selected for the next stage, requires significant effort and resources, but is essential for maintaining good relations and transparency. Best practices for conducting an EOI process. A well-conducted expression of interest (EOI) process is pivotal for identifying and shortlisting potential bidders who are best suited for a project's specific requirements. Implementing best practices at every stage of the EOI process ensures its effectiveness and efficiency. Here's a guide on essential best practices. Drafting clear and comprehensive EOI documents. Clear objectives and scope. Begin with a clear statement of the project's objectives and scope. This helps potential applicants understand the project's goals and whether their expertise aligns with its requirements. Detailed submission guidelines. Provide detailed instructions on the format, content, and submission process, including deadlines, contact information, and any specific requirements, e.g., necessary certifications or financial statements. Evaluation criteria. Clearly outline the criteria and any scoring system that will be used to evaluate submissions. This transparency helps applicants focus their responses on the areas that matter most. Strategies for engaging with potential bidders. Market research and outreach. Before issuing the EOI, conduct market research to identify potential bidders. Consider direct outreach to organizations that could be a good fit, encouraging them to participate. Information sessions. Host information sessions or webinars for potential applicants to learn more about the project and the EOI process. This is also an opportunity to answer questions and clarify expectations. Feedback mechanism. Establish a mechanism for providing feedback to all participants, regardless of whether they are shortlisted. Constructive feedback is valuable for unsuccessful applicants and fosters goodwill. Additional best practices. Continuous communication. Maintain open lines of communication throughout the EOI process. Update potential applicants on timelines, changes, or additional information to ensure they are well informed. Leveraging technology. Utilize digital platforms and procurement software to manage submissions, communications, and evaluations. Technology can streamline the process, making it more accessible and efficient. Review and improvement. After completing the EOI process, review the outcomes, feedback, and any challenges encountered. Use these insights to refine and improve future EOI processes. Adopting these best practices for conducting an EOI process can significantly enhance the effectiveness and efficiency of procurement activities. Clear documentation, effective evaluation, and strategic engagement with potential bidders ensure a transparent, fair, and competitive process. By continually refining these practices based on feedback and outcomes, organizations can foster better project results and build strong relationships with potential suppliers and contractors.
As we wrap up our comprehensive journey through the nuanced landscapes of expressions of interest, EOI, for sectors as varied as construction, IT services, consulting, and major infrastructure projects like the MAHSR, it's clear the depth and breadth of knowledge we've covered has the potential to significantly enrich your understanding and approach to these critical processes. At Growth Mindset Company, our mission is to unravel the complexities of professional practices, making them accessible and actionable for you. Your support is the cornerstone upon which we build this community of curious and driven professionals. By subscribing to our channel and liking our videos, you empower us to dive deeper, exploring more intricate topics and bringing you content that not only informs but also inspires. If you found value in our series and wish to join us on this journey of continuous learning and professional development, I warmly invite you to show your support. Subscribe to Growth Mindset Company and hit the like button on our videos. Your engagement helps us reach and assist more individuals like yourself, eager to grow, learn, and succeed. Your support enables us to keep delivering high-quality, educational content tailored to your needs and interests. So, if you're as passionate about developing a growth mindset and expanding your professional toolkit as we are about providing the content that helps you get there, please consider subscribing and liking our videos. Together, we can continue to foster a community where learning never stops, and every challenge is seen as an opportunity to grow. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Let's keep pushing the boundaries of what we can achieve together with a growth mindset.